This is NSBA TV, and I'm joined now by Fredi Lajvardi, who just shared his incredible teaching story here at NSBA 2016. And it's also a story that can be seen in a movie, a documentary, and it's also now a book. So why don't you give us the TV version of your story?
Well, back in 2004, a group of students and two teachers went to an underwater robotics competition to compete against universities as a learning experience. And the next thing we know, we ended up winning the whole thing. And we've been deciphering how that happened for the last 11 years. And it opened the door for all the students that followed afterwards. So our program's been continually getting more and more successful because of those first 4 kids.
And those 4 kids, they decided, with your help, of course, to build an underwater robot. Now, not all schools are going to take that program, but how is it that worked for your students to learn? And it wasn't just about learning about how to build a robot, but the process, right?
Yeah, I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. It's the process that's important, and it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's even athletics or any other robotics competition. The idea is you want to show the kids that they can use the scientific method or the learning process in anything to solve problems. So basically spending time with kids after school learning how to use problem-solving techniques is really huge, because once they learn that, there's really no limit to what they can do once they understand the process.
Now, what advice do you have for school leaders in urban areas who are looking to implement their own STEM programs?
You want to have time after school. This is extracurricular programs where the teachers can spend time, even mentors can spend time 2 to 3 hours a day or 2 or 3 times a week with the kids to expose them to this. It's not just a one-type thing or a workshop thing. It has to be on a regular basis year-round, so the kids that might not necessarily do a sport have something that they can participate in.
Is there anything else that really motivates the students besides the things you just mentioned?
Well, competition. It's human nature to want to not be embarrassed when you go to a competition. So when you sign kids up to say, hey, we're going to do this competition and we have to solve these problems or else we're not going to win or we're going to be embarrassed, it's amazing how much competition can do. I mean, you look around. I mean, we have sports, we have all these different things. People love competition. So you can tap that into the education system. I think that helps a lot.
And what does it mean for you to be able to be here at NSBA speaking to the nation's school leaders in the public school system?
I think the biggest thing that's missing, and I don't care whether it's Common Core or anything else, I've never seen a kid come and sit down in class and say, oh my God, I can't wait to start Common Core. So what I think is missing is inspiration and motivation for the teacher and the students. And how I know that for a fact is I work with kids that are inspired and motivated, and myself as well. And never once do I ever push the standardized test, yet all my kids pass. So if you take care of the inspiration and motivation, all the other things are going to take care of themselves. Instead of focusing on the problem, you need to focus on all the things that lead up to that problem. And I think that's what's missing, because one thing that it is that people might not want to hear is it's time consuming. You need to spend time with kids after school to help them understand what's going on. And you can't do that in a 50-minute period. It just doesn't work.
Thank you. And of course, people can find that inspiration in your story and in the book and in the movie and in their own world, right?
Yes. The movie is Spare Parts. The book is also called Spare Parts, and the documentary is Underwater Dreams.
Well, thank you so much, Fredi. We appreciate it. This is NSBA TV.